Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project Podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. What's going on? Today is Monday, July 7th, 10:37 p.m. I had an idea. And I'm not going to do it, probably going to do it on a few episodes, but there are certain things or certain songs that I can think of that say certain numbers. And the reason why I even got thinking about this is because I think yesterday was episode 626, or maybe that's today. I don't know. What the fuck is today? Let me check. Today is 627. And now 626 is the Stitch thing. Because Stitch is experiment 626. Totally would have forgot if it wasn't for Lexi, so she told me that. But anyway, got me thinking, well, I know I could theme, I'm not going to do this, but I could theme or make an intro for each episode based on the number. And the first one that came to mind is this song right here. So I'm going to go to it. Hold on one sec. And it would be for episode 666, because this is what came to mind. And it would be this right here. Let's blast it right here. So you would click on the episode, and it would go like this. 666, party with the devil, bitch. What's going on, guys? You know, that would be the episode, because it would be episode 666, which would be August 16th or 15th. It could be the 15th. I think it'd be August 15th. And there you go. So yeah, very random, but that's just that's the kind of shit that goes through my head. So you click on the episode, and that'd be it, you know. Grandma, don't listen to this episode. Okay, anyway, so I think I shot myself on time again today. So I don't think I'm going to be able to recap a ton of things that happened over the last week. They're quite eventful, a lot of fun, and yeah. But it's, you know, like I said, it's 10:39, and there's a 15-minute Zoom call with the team with Mina today. It's at the end of this call, or at the end of this episode, and it was very, very short. It honestly was about 8 minutes long, and then I asked a question, and somebody else asked a question, and then another person asked a question. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so today I just worked all day, just all day long. That's all I did. Woke up and got started around 7:30. Probably had, I don't know, 3 or 4 20 to 30 minute breaks in the middle of all of this. And other than that, I've just been working here at my desk, and it's felt fucking incredible. I've loved every second of it. I've gotten so much done, and I'm very pumped with the progress that I've made today. There's a few things that I should have done that I didn't do. Not a huge deal, just should have gotten around to them, but I didn't. Not a big deal, though. Such as I should have recorded more videos to show Dawson how to use stuff so he can use them. I kind of feel bad that he hasn't started using anything yet, but it's all good. And the other thing that I did was actually really dive into getting a new car. I really looked at the financial side of things. I looked at the car itself. I looked at, you know, all things to make sure of before buying in this specific car, things to be aware of, things that like the pros and cons, this exact specific model, what does it have, what does it not have, you know, because there's a couple of things that I thought it did have, but it doesn't. And then a couple other things that it does, or that it, whatever the opposite of what the fuck I just said the first time. It's got things that it has things that I thought it didn't, and it doesn't have things that I thought it did. One of those things being the enhanced autopilot. It does not have that, which is a big bummer. So I can't summon the car, which is cool. So it's not like I can just click the button when I'm headed out of the grocery store and then it pulls up right in front for me to get in. So it doesn't have that, but you can pay to upgrade that later. You can buy it from Tesla. It's quite expensive, but I I don't know. I don't think I need that. I think honestly, if we're talking features and all of that, this is light years beyond my current car, and it's only 2 years newer than what I currently have. So even if it doesn't have the summon feature, it's not a huge deal. But it does have the thing. It's called, I don't even know what it's called. Suspension. What is it called? Let me see if I can find it really quick. Suspension. Is it on this one? I don't know. I don't really want to look for it. It's air suspension adjustment, something like that. Meaning I can make it, I can raise it. I think it's 5 inches or something like that, or I can lower it 5 inches. And I just cool. It's very cool. Stupid small shit like that. That's so sick to me. Also found out that there is a premium connectivity feature in Teslas where you pay $10 a month and you get, it's like you pretty much pay for internet in your car for $10 a month, $100 a year. I think it's a good deal. And it pretty much just makes it so you don't need to use your phone for shit. Now, that's not a huge deal. I mean, I would just probably Bluetooth it and pair it. But dude, there wouldn't be any more of that Bluetooth horseshit delay that my current car has. There wouldn't be any of the infotainment center, just taking a shit on my chest every time I turn the car on. Reset. You want to adjust your bass? You want to call Steve? Oh, what's this factory reset all your settings, So I wouldn't have to worry about that. And that right there is worth the upgrade alone. I say that to exaggerate, but kind of true. But anyway, I looked at it, even called the dealership to see what's going on. The car's been on the lot for 2 weeks. But you check the Carfax, check the previous owner, check the accident, all that clear. It's a clean title, one owner, no accidents or wrecks, nothing like that. And 62,000 miles for 2019. I guess to put it into perspective, mine is a 2017, 2 years older, and it has double the mileage, literally double the mileage. So, almost literally 100% more. But yeah, the battery is good. I can charge it at my garage. Superchargers everywhere. And yeah, it is the exact one that I want. And I'm pretty pumped about it, not gonna lie. So I'm going to go check it out in person before I make any final call. And I called the dealership, and I just said, hey, if I come down there and I actually do want to get it, is there any way I can put a deposit down on it and save it for a week or something like that? Because I wouldn't be able to get it for probably 2 or 3 weeks. And they said, yeah, no problem. He said it's a few hundred. He said it was like a few hundred per day and then 1,000 per week. But if I do purchase the car, then I get that money that goes toward the car. So if it takes me, for example, 4 weeks, that's $4,000 that I would have to deposit, but that wouldn't be a problem because that would go toward the car, which is what I want to happen anyway. So not really worried about that. It's kind of cool. So I feel confident that I would get this exact one as long as I go down there and make sure that this is what I want. Because maybe I drive it and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's that rattle? What's that, But who knows? And I did all the math financially. I did the thing, I talked about this, but I was going back and forth. Do I want to get out of debt faster, or do I want to get this car and, maybe elevate the current standard of living and work that I have to put in to maintain, and I don't know. I guess you could say I'm taking a risk, but I think that this would be a cooler story later on. And I do think that the pressure of having, $300 more a month to pay for. I say that now, and I know I'm going to laugh at me saying that in the future because I just feel like I'm going to laugh at myself. You're crying over $300, right now it's a shit ton of money, dude. In the future, I'm hoping that I could, if I wanted to, take a shit with $300 and not think twice, not to waste money, but to be so well off that I could afford to just shit on $300 bills. Now, I say that and I'm very grateful for anything that I have, not trying to be some kind of arrogant piece of shit. I want to do cool shit in life. So anyway, there's that. So yeah, I was looking at the exterior of the car on photos, really analyzing them, and there is a little dent. So that is a bummer, but it's not a deal breaker. It's tiny actually, and it's only visible. So I'm looking at the reflections, looking at the photos right now. Only visible if the light catches it right. Part of me thinks it's not even a dent, but it is for sure. But anyway, real quick, this is what's going through my mind. Just the power of anchoring or perception with price or with anything. I just did a road trip. It was 700 miles one way, so it was 1,400 round trip. On that trip, we drove an hour, maybe 4 different times, to and from the beach and then to and from the Padres Stadium. And that's so, obviously 1,400 miles road trip and then an hour round trip or an hour to and from the things that I just mentioned. It's probably like 60 miles if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe it's less. But anyway, I say that to say that this car is located 52 miles away. Now I see that and I'm like, it's right down the road. But had I not gone on this trip, I'd probably be like, what the fuck, 52 miles, bro? Shit. And I just think that's interesting, the psychology that goes into how we perceive certain numbers based on previous exposures to whatever. There's those experiments. I think this type of shit is so interesting, dude. But there's those experiments where, for example, you can just do this with your family if you wanted to right now. You get a cup of cold water and then you get a cup of lukewarm water, and then what the hell is it? You have somebody put their hand in the lukewarm water, and then you say, "What's the experiment?" I want to Google this because this is interesting shit. So interesting that I forgot what it is. What is the psychological experiment with? Can I spell, dude? With cold, hot. Wait, no, it's cold, warm. Room temp water and getting the person to say a different temp on each. What the fuck is it? What you got, Gabriel? One hand is placed in cold water. The other hand is placed... No. Well, this is fine. I don't know if this is true or not. I guess it is. The Helson adaptation level theory. It's also related to the Weber-Fechner law, sensory. One hand is placed in cold water. The other hand is placed in... Oh, that's what the fuck it is, dude. It's okay. So there's a hot cup of water, a cold cup of water, and then a lukewarm cup of water. One hand is placed into the cold water, and then after 2 minutes, it's placed into the lukewarm water. And the person is supposed to say, is that water warmer or colder? And obviously this is, how I explain it now, it's very obvious what the fuck's going on here. Person will say, oh, that's much warmer. But then the person who puts the hand in the hot water and then the lukewarm water says that the lukewarm water is much colder. It's the same goddamn water. It's just what you were previously exposed to. So all that to say, this psychological shit, the price anchoring, me seeing this 52 miles away thing, it's interesting. So it's kind of like, should I don't know, should I do ridiculously hard things so that the really hard things that I don't want to do are seen as much easier? You know what I mean? Dude, I don't know. Stuff like this is so interesting to me. So interesting. So, yeah, that's a little side tangent. That's what's going through my head. So anyway, gave them a call. They said they would give me a text. Guess what they didn't do? Exactly what I just said they would do, but they didn't. Wow, they did not call, or they did not text me. Dude, this is honestly what's going through my head. So I called the guy, and he said his name was Ethan, and he sounded like a piece of garbage, dude, and I truthfully don't want to go in and have him help me because, for one, he didn't text me, and for two, he just the way he was talking, I was like, dude, you don't give a shit about what you do you? It was like, hey, what's going on? Thanks for calling, blah, 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 auto. This is Ethan. I can help you. And I was like, hey, dude, you got this car in stock? He says, which one? Cool, dude. So I said, we got this Tesla. And he says, cool. There's 2 of them. Which one? And I was like, all right, bro. So I said, oh, it's the gray one. He said, oh, cool. We got the gray one, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of just want to not ask for him. He says, yeah, when you come in, just ask for Ethan. And I'm like, probably won't. All good. feel like it's the right thing to do, though. If I go in there and say I previously spoke with someone, they're going to say who. I can't just be like, oh, I don't know. You know, that's dick. But anyway, so yeah, really exploring this. I really have been. So I was thinking about this really hard today, and dude, I don't know. I feel perfectly fine doing this. And here's the thing. So I get paid hourly from multiple people right now, and it's great. And it's fantastic. I get paid 2 hours to work on something for one person, and then I get paid another 2 hours to work on another something for another person. And it's great because what I work on and what I build for one coach or one client of mine, I can then use for the other, because they're all high level online fitness coaches, and they all need to track the same metrics, roughly the same metrics. A lot of them, or a lot of the metrics that need to be tracked are very copyable with the Notion shit that I build. So that's great. Hey, someone in New Jersey is listening to all my shit. So I don't know who you are. Maybe it's Mina. I don't know. Appreciate the support. I hope you're listening to them, because in the last 7 days. In the last 7 days, 196 streams have come from New Jersey. That's 33%, almost 33% of all, 30% of all my podcasts have come from New Jersey. Of all my listens. What am I trying to say? All my episodes, if they listen to one episode, obviously they haven't, because 200 episodes, let's say they're 30 minutes long, that would be 100 hours roughly. And I guess, see, that shit's been playing on repeat, bro. Someone's got my shit just playing in the background. But I appreciate it. It's very cool. So hopefully someone's learning something. Anyway, I don't know. Where was I going with this? What was I just talking about? Well, time to rewind and cheat. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I got it. So a lot of the metrics that I'm a lot of the things that I'm building are easily implementable to other coaches. And I was like, dude, should I expand how many people I'm helping, knowing that, like, for example, let's just say that I doubled my workload. Let's say that I hired, or that I got 3 more clients, 3 more coaches, and it's a 2-hour a day thing. So if I raised my rate and I said it was $40 an hour, I got $80 each from the 3 new people. That would be $240 a day. Now, even though that's 6 extra hours, and even though I'm already working 10, that put me at 16 hours, I wouldn't, quote, work for 16 hours. I would do what the coaches need me to do for them. And if it so happens that I can help more than one person with one thing that I build, I think that's fair, because at the end of the day, they're paying for my service and what I'm doing, and I'm customizing shit for them. So if I spend 6 hours building one thing, I do truthfully believe in my heart that that is fair if I have 3 coaches paying 2 hours each for that thing, because they all get it and they only paid a third of the cost to get it. And so if I think about that on a mass scale, if I had 8 coaches, let me exaggerate this. If I had, what would that be? If I had a total of 16 client or coaches that I was helping, and I said it was 2 hours a day, that would be 32 hours a day. Now, obviously, there's not 32 hours in a day. But if it took me 16 hours to build, if it took me 8 hours, how about this? If it took me 16 hours to build 4 things, and all 16 of those coaches got that thing, they paid $2 or 2 hours worth of see, dude, I feel like I'm getting fucked now, bro. Because if So let me redo that math. If there's 16 coaches and they're paying me for 2 hours, and that's 32 right there total hours. And if I build 4 things that take me 8 hours, which is also 32 hours, they are paying for 2 hours to get something that took me 16 hours. So they got it for 1/8 of the price that it normally would have been had I just been working with them solo. So when I say that out loud, I feel like I am now getting fucked. I don't think I'm getting fucked. I just feel like I could be. Yeah, I got to take that back. I do not feel like I'm getting fucked. I do feel like analyzing it and putting it into real perspective of what they're paying for and what they're getting, despite it being less, I guess. Like they paying me for 2 hours, but something else I don't know. So I've been toying around with that a little bit, which makes me think like, dude, should I get, because there's a couple people actually that I feel like I could be like, hey dude, got some more spots freed up. I can do this for you. And this is what's going on, blah, 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 and go from there. And the reason why I feel comfortable doing this is because I have so much built out already, and it just keeps on getting more and more and more. So if somebody were to join right now, they would be plugged into the system. What a value add, boom, here you go. You just paid $30, or you just paid, what did I say, $40? Here you go. You just paid $80 for 2 hours of my work. You just got something that has taken me a month to build. Yay, there you go. And it kind of just sets the tone of like, oh, I got quite a good deal. Not to mention they need me to operate it. And not trying to toot my own horn, but if I build something and I'm the only person who knows how to operate it, then it's almost like they can't necessarily get rid of me because I'm running the ship. And if they got rid of me, all good, no hard feelings, I guess. But how are you going to run the shit? How are you going to fix it? How are you going to, something goes wrong, what are you going to do? Obviously you could probably outsource it, find someone to help. That's, of course. But you can't not use it, because if you start using it for even, a month, all that data is now in Notion. It's going to be really hard to fish all of the individual things out and then track it and then put it back to, keep everything tracked in the way it was and things like that. And it wouldn't just be for a couple of things. You have the leads and the sales, you have the closer rates, you have the total cash collected, you have the business expenses, you have all the clients and their different calculations, you got all their information, all the links to all that stuff. You have the renewals, you have the follow-up log. You can't just extract that, copy, paste it, sort it within, maybe 20 minutes to Google Sheets or anything like that. And that's another thing that I was thinking about. Even if somebody really wanted to copy paste this and they were committed to make this something that they could just send to their homies, even if they did, implementing all their information from all of their Google Sheets and then knowing how to use what I have built would probably be so tedious and frustrating for them, for somebody who doesn't know how to use it, that they might not even use it. Maybe. So I don't know. I honestly kind of want to just reach out to a few more coaches and see if I could do something for them, even if I just said 1 hour a day, and that would sweeten the deal, because if I say 1 hour a day at $40 an hour, that would be 40 times, we'll just say 31. That's $12.40. Dude, I used a calculator for that. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, side note. When I do that, dude, I actually feel dumb, because it's 4 times 3, and then you just add one more. It's 12, and then add one more, because it's 40 times 30. That's 1,200. And then 40 times 31 is 40 times 30 plus one more 40. So anyway, so it's $12.40 extra per month for 1 hour a day. So if I just found, God damn it, 4 more people, there's an extra, what is that, $5,000? There's an extra $5,000, $5,210, I think it is. Wait, I did that wrong. $12.40. Well, I'm ass at math, huh? $49.60. Apparently, I don't know shit. So an extra $5,000 a month if I just found 4 more coaches and said 1 hour a day. And they would be getting a lot more than an hour a day worth of work because I'd be doing a lot more for everybody. You know. Now, obviously, I got to be careful because if one coach, one client, whatever, if they really want something customized, then that's really going to take time, and that's going to be just for them. If I make something like, for example, with Mina, he's got quite the onboarding process. Other coaches, it's just 10 things they fill out and they're done. With Mina, there's 4 coaches that are part of this. They all touch the client and they make sure that the client's taken care of. They go through a different process. I mean, there's 5 different phases. Everybody goes through, make sure that they're taking care, and that was quite a project to build, On top of all this, not to mention, we have the PT Dom stuff, which I totally forgot to respond. So I think I talked about this yesterday. I for sure did. I just texted Britzy. I've always thought that texted is not a correct word. I text. I don't know. But I texted Britzy and I said, hey, I'm coming home tomorrow. Just want a game plan so I can hit the ground running. No response today up until about 6 p.m. She says, hey, Bryson, sorry, just seeing this, so let me circle back tomorrow. Hope your trip was amazing. Real quick, she says, hey, comma, Bryson. That's cool. It's correct. Sorry, comma, just seeing this, so let me circle back tomorrow. Cool, dude. It's cool when people use punctuation rather than the big 25 paragraph run on one sentence, Fuck. Anyway, so hopefully tomorrow I'll get some answer and direction because as we have talked about, PT Dom wants me to build some stuff for their onboarding. And so I'm going to do that. And so I'm going to get paid to do that. But it's more like I'm getting paid. It's like free work up until I get to the point. What the fuck is this? It's free work up until I get to the point of, I guess, hold on, I'm trying to find this goddamn spreadsheet. Where is that? There we go. I need to work. How many hours would that be? So it would be 869 divided by 31. Is it 31 on the dot? Yeah, it's 31 on the dot. So I need to work the first 28 hours that I work, or essentially for free, kind of, if you want to say that. Everything after that I'm gonna get paid for. So yeah, do I think I can clear 28 hours this month with PT Dom? I do think so if they have me do more projects and stuff, because the thing that they want me to build, I think right now is maybe a 6-hour thing, maybe. I don't know. So, am I going to be able to get 28? I don't know. We're already a quarter of the way through the month, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Even saying this out loud, I think I want to reach out to some coaches who I'm already talking with, who reached out because of what other coaches have said, and say, hey, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. Here's what you're getting. It's a pretty good deal. Let me know. And I'm trying to, I don't know, man. I'm thinking long term. It's like if I have 10 clients and they're all paying me, we'll just say 2 hours a day, that's $800 profit per day, which is actually pretty cool. So if that were to be consistent across the whole thing, the whole year, geez, can I even think straight? That'd be, wow, I just shit my pants a little bit. Did I do that math right? So if I have 10 coaches paying me for 2 hours at $40 an hour, it's $800 a day. Times that every day of the year, it's $292,000. Huh. Well, what I was going to say until I pooped my ass was that if I were to do that, that's 10 high-level coaches that essentially wouldn't be customers, wouldn't be prospects, because they would already be getting everything. So I couldn't just sell them the whole thing in one lump sum, unless I guess they want. I don't know. I would really have to polish this shit up, though. And I absolutely will, too. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. I think tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, I'll just send some messages out, say, hey, got some time freed up. I can do 2 hours a day. Also, here's what you're getting. It's 2 hours a day. I'm going to help you out, but you also get about 10 more hours worth of work from me. It's just, I'm building it for other coaches, building things for other coaches. And if it just so happens that you can benefit from it, then you'll get it as well at no additional cost. I feel like framing it that way, it's like a no-brainer. It's like, oh, I only pay for 2 hours worth, but I get 10 hours worth? Sick. I think the problem, I won't even call it a problem. I just think it's kind of the price you pay here, is that the more that I load up onto my plate, the absolute, it just gets a lot more difficult to, quote, live life. What I mean is, had I have had, that's correct. Had I have had, we'll just say 4 more coaches, and I'm getting paid the way that I'm getting paid, to just take a week off like I did the last week. Now, it wasn't a complete week off, like I didn't do anything. I probably clocked, I don't know, 8 hours total, I think. It would have been different because it was like, I'm not getting, like, I just can't. Right now it's different because I have my full-time job money that's still coming in, and it will until September. But I'm really just trying to shape shit right now so that I'm fine without it, and then use that for getting paying things off, And I was talking to Lexi about this, and I'm so insecure with this shit because I just want to make sure that we're good. But I told her that, like, I don't know, with like these trips, it's hard. I can't just take off all this time, and I'm doing my best to be present for this, and I'm enjoying it, and I love this. But I can't remember what I said. I know it was a very short conversation. I just brought it up at the worst time, so that's my bad. But she was like, no, don't worry. You're good. We're good. I support you. And I'm like, you still love me? You still like me? And I love her so much, dude. I mean, the whole goddamn podcast dream is still alive because of her. So she gets a check, a cut of whatever kind of success comes from all this, because, I mean, for obvious reasons, but dude, literally, podcast streak is live because of Lexi. I was about to just go to sleep, and she said, oh, your show. I was like, wow, all right, well, podcast is revived. I want to say like streak ended, and then she said, wait, hold on. And then it resumed. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this one up with just kind of reiterating that I definitely going to reach out to some people, make an offer, just say this is what I do, and go from there. And I'm definitely going to say that I'm $40 an hour. Dude, I think this is another thing I was thinking about. It's going to be so funny to tell the story of when I first got started in this. I told these clients of mine, hey, I charge 30, but you can pay me more if you want. Literally what I said, word for word. It's on the podcast, whatever episode it is, I don't know, 20 or 30 ago. I said, yeah, I told them 31.28, but if you want to pay more, that's great. That's what I said, dude. I said to a fucking prospect, hey, I charge 31.28. You can pay more if you want, though. Who's going to take me up on that, dude? Oh, I can pay more? Sure, here's 50. Dude, so dumb. Live and learn. See, that's the kind of shit that I'm so glad that I had this podcast for. It's embarrassing, but the like, I want to hear this shit from Alex Ramosi. Like, what did he say when he was selling gym memberships? What did he say when he was doing his online fitness stuff? Did he say some stupid shit? I'm sure he did. But what did he say? You know, and he probably never talks about it. Not him specifically, but just people in general. They don't talk about the one time that I don't know. So I'm glad that I fucked up and said some stupid, embarrassing shit, because now it's on audio and we got it. So voila. The podcast is doing exactly as I dreamed as it would. So anyway, there's a few people that come to mind that I could reach out to and just kind of say what's going on and make the offer and just go from there, man. I don't know. Yeah, if I just get, 3 more coaches. Realistically speaking, if I got 3 more, I can think of 3 right now. So let's just say they all came on. It'd be $40 an hour, 2 hours a day. So it's an extra $240 a day. So per month, that's an extra $7,200. Whoa. Dude, to me, that's life-changing money. That's insane. On top of what I'm already doing. Wow. Wow. Grateful, dude. Okay. I'm done. So I'm gonna end the show. Actually, what you're about to hear is the Zoom call with the Mina and the team. Yeah. Peace.
Yeah, that's really my goal. I'm like, I took a week off and it feels like it's been 10 years.
I know. It happens. It happens for sure, but just ease in. Take it easy with softball today, please.
Yeah, I'm like, hopefully I don't pass out running to second base or something.
Yeah, you never know. That's going to be a free hit for someone. But cool. Brian, how you doing? Good?
Good, dude.
That's it? Just good?
Yeah.
Brian's in the bathroom.
Brian's going through it right now. I don't know. Michelle, how are you? How's everything going with you?
Good. Everything's good. I finished my run. It was hot as heck outside.
Yeah.
I'm like Rosie.
What? Easy 8 miles, 9 miles?
Just 3 today.
just for kicks. Let me run a 5K or 3K, whatever. But cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Waiting on, I thought David was going to join, and then also Andrew, but we can kind of get started. It's going to be a really quick and easy call today. We launched a referral program today. I sent out that chat to everyone, so you guys will probably see that on the app. Already in 2 group chats on Instagram, which is nice. So we'll see if we can book some calls, which is nice. I'm gonna actually push for some client acquisitions the next 2 months for sure. Just needless information, but I love sharing with you guys everything. I completely am reworking my entire content creation protocol, hiring a new videographer, ideation, content guys, content team. It's gonna be fucking legit shit, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's gonna be the crux behind driving more acquisition, which I think we're getting into the season for. I was telling two people this. I know, Brian, you were one of them. Maybe it was Michelle. I told you as well in our one-on-one. September and October, I'm letting you guys know right now, are going to be crazy months. Every year, without fail, September and October are crazy fucking months. Because most people will finish summer, they feel like they ate like a slob, and they're like, shit, time to kick it up a notch. And that's when they end up hitting us up. Okay, so I'm just letting you guys know right now, July 7th, I called it at 7:05. So September and October are going to be crazy ass months. Okay, so that's coming in the pipeline too. So we got that. I'm going to be recording that video soon. Bryson, I know we talked about this separately, but I told the rest of the team that thank you page that we're going to do, the win page.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be recording that video soon. Do you have an ETA on when that will be available for the landing page?
No, I can actually prioritize that today if you want, or I can do the master sheet.
Yeah, let's do the master sheet first. Just get that out of the way, and then we'll get to the landing page. I know I think I have a couple messages from you that I haven't opened yet, so I'll open them tonight.
Yeah.
But we'll do that. And then I think that's all that's holding us from transitioning to Notion, right?
I think so. Well, Notion's ready to go, but we got it.
Well,
it's ready to use.
We just need the client information there,
Yeah.
So that's something that we'll do. So
That's exciting. Damn.
We're looking at this week, I'm guessing, right? This week will be good to go, and we're going to transition to Notion, and that means each and every one of you guys is going to be directly impacted with this, starting from the exact front end of Victoria. Victoria, this is going to be so easy for you now to track things, and like Bryson's actually going to be working on like tracking your sales and stuff too through Notions, which is cool. All you literally do is right after a sale is made, you just put new client, put their information, how much you sold them on, whatever, what program they chose, and they're automatically added into the master log, and we have all the information, what date they were on, what date they made the payment, what their new program length is, and stuff like that, which is really awesome. So it's going to be super tracking, and then it's going to funnel down to Michelle. Michelle is our first step in the onboarding, which is just making sure that they check off that they introduced themselves, that they filled out the form correctly, things like that. Then it goes to Coach Johnny. Johnny is going to just be making sure they do the tasks they need to do. And then Brian picks it up and programs them. Then David launches them into their first day. So everyone's impacted on the onboarding side. And then there's like so many cool features that Bryson has already taken the liberty of recording a million Loom videos, which is cool. So we can all just watch them and see how it works. It's going to be a really awesome transition. And I think it's just going to make all of our lives that much easier, which is pretty cool. Cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Nice. All right. Other than that, I don't really have many updates for you guys, to be completely frank. It's a very quick call, very business as usual call. But just be on the lookout because we're going to kick it up a notch with client acquisition. I want to get back to that. Remember the week of the month of March, 2 months, March and April, how we like signed like 40 fucking clients. Like, now's the time. Let's do it. And Victoria has a smile on her face because she already knows what that means. But for sure, let's for sure kick it. Yep, exactly. Let's for sure kick it up a notch. And I'm going to be doing everything in my power to do that. And it all starts with us, because the better we can drive results and flat out happiness in the program, the more clients we get at the end of the day. The more we can showcase transformations and showcase that we walk the walk. We talk the talk, but we also walk the fucking walk. The more clients we get. And then, of course, keeping them happy enough to continue. All right? So that's it. I'll keep you guys posted once that thank you page is made. I'm probably going to send you guys the video first of like the thank you message because I'd like your feedback for sure. And then we'll go from there. Cool?
I have a random, not important question.
Yeah. So
is that video team that you have, is that local to you? Like you're going to be doing in-person stuff, or is it all online?
Yeah,
you film it yourself and then
I'm filming. I'm scheduling tryouts for a couple of videos. Which is so funny because one of them, me and my wife were at this local 4th of July festival, and I walked by and this kid's like recording the festival for something, and he has like a really nice setup. So I look at him, I walk up to him like, yo, do you freelance? He's like, yeah. I'm like, give me your Instagram. I'm going to hit you up. And I'm like, cool. Hit him up and we're recording tomorrow.
So, that's cool.
So we're just going to see how that goes. And then the ideation team is something from Bryson, you know them, PT Dom. I got a really good connection. It's like super private, apparently. Exclusivity, which is whatever. But they're taking care of like my scripting and stuff. So what's up, David? So we'll be good there. And it's really targeting, like really niching down and targeting like a certain demographic and aspect of things. So
cool. That's exciting, dude.
Yeah, man. It's just obviously you got to shout out a little bit more, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
That's pretty much it, David. I know you just joined, but we just basically just talked about, we launched a referral program, which is cool. We're going to be pushing for more client acquisitions. We're going to be transitioning to Notion fully this week. Also, Bryson, do you think we're going to transition to Slack as well?
Yeah, Slack we could honestly start using now. There's a lot of things in Notion that automate to Slack, There's a lot of things. Yeah, is that what I said? A lot of things in Notion that automate to Slack. That we don't. We can use Slack today if you wanted, but yeah.
Why don't we table that Slack thing and just put a ribbon on it during our discussion on Wednesday?
Okay.
And then
That was actually my text to you. I didn't know when our call was.
I know. I just looked at it.
Okay.
Wednesday we'll talk and then go from there. Okay. Cool. Yeah, our referral program's gonna be fire. We're already in a couple group chats on Instagram and go from there. People love free money and free months, so that's usually the case.
Sweet.
All right. Any other questions from you guys? From Brian, Victoria, Michelle, David?
Nope, no questions for me.
Fire. Awesome, guys. Well, keep you posted. Are we ever changing the check-in form? Matt, the questions. Yes, we do need to. We do need to change the check-in format questions. So I've been holding it off because David has given me feedback. Brian has given me feedback as well. I've been only holding that off because I had that idea that I was telling you guys about asking the clients which kind of diets they preferred. And because of that, I think it's going to actually affect how we ask the question on the check-ins. You know what I mean? Like, are you hitting your macros? Are you hitting the meal plan? Are there recipes that you're not using? Things like that. Brian actually took a deep dive into the ready-made recipes that are on Everfit. They're fucking awesome. They're like really cool. We just have to talk about how we're going to implement that, which is super important. Basically what happens, guys, is like it's streamlined into the app itself of like we give them recipes that match their macros and they can cook it and they can replace and kind of funnel through different types of recipes and it automatically goes into their macros as well. But I do not want to give that to someone without them knowing what they're getting into, because I pride myself on personalized programs and diets, and people love that because anyone can fucking do the Everfit recipes, you know? So we have to kind of make sure that they're the ones asking for that, if that makes sense. Cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nina, what questions does David want changed on that form?
David, I remember one of the questions he wanted to change was like how closely they're following the diet. So like going back to the ratings. Go ahead, David.
So I usually ask clients the same question within the check-in response, which is like, how has adherence to the diet been from 1 to 10? Because like, regardless of if they had a cheat meal or not, you don't like, there aren't really questions that specify how on point they have been with the diet throughout the week. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. That question is something we had in the past. Remember, Bryson? I remember we had that of like rate yourself out of 10. So we can easily just change that back. Rate your diet here instead of 10. And then just knowing that and then going from there. Brian, what other questions did you... I have them in my notes, but what other questions did you think we should change on the check-in?
It was just really the intake form.
On the intake form, correct, yeah.
Basically for like, because some people don't answer like if they want vegan options, if they don't, and then sometimes it's like, what foods do you despise or not want on your plan? And it's like, they don't even answer it. And then once we deliver the plan to them, it's like, oh, I don't like eggs, I don't like salmon, I don't like this. And then it's like, you know.
Yeah, people don't read, I know. One question we can add on the intake form can definitely be, do you participate in periods of time of like fasting / religious belief, something like that?
And like also like with the foods, dude, it would be like, please be as specific as possible with foods you want and don't want.
Yeah.
Like you could put that in like a quotation or whatever, like a parenthesis.
And you can add an example, like for example, I hate eating eggs in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make a giant list of like all the most common foods that people don't like, so you can check them off. I don't know, or something.
I think if we made a list, it would go out of hand, to be honest with you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm making a group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. It's coming. It's coming. Group chat. Oh, we already have one. Nice. Brian and David, and I'll also let Johnny know too. Why don't we send all of the questions that we may have issues to or suggestions? Brian, you're basically going to be all about the intake form, and David's going to be all about the check-in form. Why don't we send that there so Bryson can take a look as well? So then Bryson and I can quickly kind of just go through it and change it like really quickly on the operations side later this week. Cool?
All right. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Appreciate you guys as always. Also, I'm going to just give you guys other news as well, just because obviously we are a team and any changes to the team directly impact everyone. Isabel will be no longer working with us anymore. So Victoria is going to be handling fully our sales side, front end side, which is awesome. And she's ready for the challenge, of course. Yep. And we may have some assistance from outside sides just because, like Victoria, for example, is actually going to do this amazing trip in Kenya. She's going on a mission trip and serving the needy in Kenya, which is cool. So while she's gone, we may just need assistance from anyone else. So we'll do that. But just wanted to give you guys the update on the team structure as well. Okay? Cool. All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon. If you guys need anything, just let me know. Peace.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mina.
You got it. Peace, guys.